Shopping for a television can be overwhelming. There are walls of sets, and just because one looks good in the store doesn't mean it will when you get it home. Should you get a plasma or an LCD TV? And is internet capability important to you? What about 3D? This is where Consumer Reports comes in. Testers size up hundreds of televisions to help you get a great one. Electronics tester Claudio Ciacci says your first consideration is the size of the TV.
If you're shopping for a main television set, you probably don't want to go smaller than 42 inches. And depending on how far back you sit from the TV set, you may want to go much bigger.
For example, if you'll be sitting more than 8 to 10 feet away from your TV, a 50 or even 55-inch set is a better bet.
A common mistake people make is buying a TV that's too small, and they often regret not going with the bigger screen.
Next, you want to think about plasma versus LCD. Both have pros and cons. When it comes to viewing angle, plasmas still have the edge, holding picture quality as you move to the side. On LCDs, the picture tends to wash out if you're viewing at an angle.
You'll also need to consider how bright the room is. Our tests show that different technologies have different strengths and weaknesses.
In brighter rooms, some plasmas tend to lose their contrast and look a bit flat, while LCDs tend to hold the picture better. However, in dark rooms, the opposite is true. Plasmas tend to show off their deep black levels, giving you an excellent picture, whereas LCDs reveal their brighter black level, resulting in a picture that is not quite as good.
Another consideration with an LCD TV is whether to get one with an LED backlight.
In our tests, we found that an LED backlight does not necessarily improve picture quality, but it can get you a slimmer profile and improved energy efficiency.
These TVs also come with a feature called local dimming, but our tests found it doesn't always give you a better picture.
The local dimming feature improves the overall picture quality by providing a deeper black level and improved contrast, as you can see in this test, where the white circle moving across the screen remains bright while the area around it remains dark. However, in some sets, the feature can become noticeable and distracting, as you can see in this test pattern where the area around the circle is actually flickering.
What other decisions do you have to make? Well, more TVs are coming with internet access, but you should be aware that there are big differences.
The more advanced smart TVs will give you a lot more internet content, but you're going to have to pay more for those TVs.
This is one of the basic internet TVs, so it only gives you limited access to internet apps. This one, for example, only gives you access to streaming video services. More advanced smart TVs like these not only allow you to access streaming video services, you can also access an app store, which allows you to download more advanced internet features, such as games, and gives you access to social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. Some may also have a web browser, which lets you surf the web and watch videos.
And there are plenty of features that salespeople may push so that you spend more money. But which ones are really worth it?
3D hasn't really taken off. There's a lot of content on Blu-ray, though not so much on broadcast. In our test, the top-performing TVs have 3D capability. So if you're looking for a top performer, you may end up with that 3D feature.
A higher resolution is something else salespeople may talk about, 720p versus 1080p.
If you're going for a smaller screen, say 40 inches or less, it'll be difficult to see the difference in resolution, so a 720p will be fine.
One feature you'll hear a lot about is 120 or 240 Hz or higher frame rates, which is meant to reduce motion blur on LCD TVs. In our tests, most TVs with this feature showed an overall improvement in motion performance. However, some that claimed to have it show no improvement whatsoever.
Before you start shopping, figure out everything you'll want to connect to your TV, like a DVR or a gaming console, and make sure you get a set that has enough inputs and the right kind. Less expensive sets can have limited options, while more expensive ones should have plenty. Once you've figured out what's important to you, our ratings will steer you right to the top performers. I'm Amber Tentoff for Consumer Reports.